Good morning, class. It's Dougie here, and I'm going to teach you how to build computers and the benefits of doing so. First, what we need to do is to establish what we need a computer for. What would you like it to do? What do you need it for? And behind me, in front of you now, is the Dell website. We have examples for home, small office, medium office, government stuff, and large enterprise. And somewhere on this website is Alienware, which is what this contraption is, if you can get in the light, which is for gaming. So depending on what you need it for, it could be something really simple like Facebook or Skyping. You could go all the way up to video editing, intense video editing and intense video gaming. So once we establish that, our need for this computer, we will go to websites such as Newegg or Tiger Direct is a good one, and these websites will provide you with parts. Now if you go to Dell, like Desktops All-in-Ones, will show you another benefit to building your own computer. So whenever it loads, there we go. It's not pre-built, but how about this one? We have a $500-ish pre-built new Inspiron 660 desktop. Let's see what's inside these bad boys. Alright, so here it'll give you a listing of what's inside, which you can't really read it. Most of these are... This is actually a pretty good pricing, but you have Intel Core i3, which is your CPU. They have an operating system of Windows 7, 6 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, which is what I have here, and hard drive 1 terabyte. It has graphics that are coming with the CPU and other Dell stuff for protection and whatnot. And those will equal up to here, $549. So they're kind of decent prices, but that's just the desktop itself. That's the actual box, which I also have my own. A very large casing. So that's the price for that stuff. I'm going to show you the benefit of building your own computer. It's so much easier to get what you want for so much better pricing, and it's fun because you can do it yourself. Now, on my motherboard, let's just go over all the parts real quick. You have a motherboard, which is this thing. This will be mine. This is what everything goes into. This is basically your entire computer. You have slots right here. These are for your RAM, which is random access memory. You need that stuff for your computer to think. You need a CPU, which will go probably right there for mine, which is a tiny little square thing, which is the brain of your computer. And we'll just use the new Intel Core i3, i5, i7s. I know everyone's probably heard of those. These are all the ports for USBs, like on my laptop. iPod goes here, mouse goes here. You have more on this side. You have HDMI ports. This is a internet port, basically. SATA, all kinds of stuff. Monitor port goes here. You have all kinds of options. And if you want a smaller one, you can get a small motherboard. Just the basics. It'll give you a few USB ports. It'll give you the port to connect your monitor to, and whatever small things you need if you just want a small, just Facebooking, Skype computer. Also on this website, Newegg, it sells pretty decent webcams, which you can also connect to here at USB ports, right here. They go here. So, I want a gaming computer. I'm building a very large one. This is a very, very complex motherboard with 3.0 ports, which are much faster than your regular USB ports. This comes with a soundboard in it, which is an additional accessory you don't necessarily need. This comes with ports for graphics cards. You can connect your graphics cards to them if you want a gaming computer. You don't need HDMI, but those also come on graphics cards. I like connecting this laptop to this TV to watch movies or whatever, so it just really depends on what you want to do. So you need a motherboard, you need a RAM, which I have mine here. This 8 gigabytes, which I have 16. There, that's how they fit into the motherboard. I think that's the same one. And they cost me, I think, $60 for 16 gigabytes. Dell was going to sell you 6 gigabytes for probably much more than that. But these are also much higher quality. These will not break. They use a lot less power. Well, they can break, but they use a lot less power than was probably provided in Dell computers. This bad boy, you need a case, which all of this will go inside. My motherboard will go inside this guy. It will go inside of this. It'll connect to these buttons, USB ports, sound ports right there. That will be where the motherboard goes, kind of in there. And then the other side, oh god, this is where your additional things will go. Your hard drive, CD drives, like if you want a CD burner, DVD burner, Blu-ray, whatever, you can put those in here. Like my case, this one comes with fans already built inside of it to keep your computer cool. And you want it cool because electronics heat up. So you don't want them to heat up, otherwise they'll melt. That's not good. So that's what's going on inside this guy. And once you find, on here, there's the CPUs. You have i3s, i5s, and i7s. And those are actually pretty good. There's different versions, but they're all pretty much the same. And they're really, really good. There's other kinds of CPUs too, but those are the mainstream, cheapest ones. Best and cheapest ones. What are the parts? Your hard drive, you can get a regular, older hard drive. These days you can get them for pretty cheap, for pretty huge, depending on what you want. And nowadays they're coming out with solid state drives, which are like Nintendo 64 games, where or old Sega games, you just plug the thing in and the game starts up immediately. Same thing. So instead of the old hard drive where it takes a long time, this new stuff, you can just plug it straight in and it's super fast, way better, also much more expensive. So if you're willing to put the money in, which I recommend, go ahead and do that. So since this is the case, you will also need a computer monitor, which in laptops comes already included. But you can get, if you get an HDMI port with a graphics card, which mine is here and here below this keyboard, you can connect it to a TV. If you don't want to do that, you can go ahead and buy a monitor. They're fairly cheap for fairly good ones. Also, all found on Newegg or Tiger Direct. And this is my big list of things for the computer that I want. After you find everything that your heart desires, you will need a power supply to provide power to your system, which for my laptop, for example, this is mine. It's outside of it, which goes to the back, and there's another part back here. But this is where your power cord will be connecting to. Except in your desktop, it'll go to the back of your desktop. Back there. They have different wattages, and depending on what you put into your system can determine what kind of power supply you need to get. And before you buy anything, you need to make sure that all of your parts are compatible with your motherboard, which is why I would put most of my money in my motherboard, just so I know that I have a good one. And good ones usually have listings of all the parts and pieces that you can get in addition to that motherboard that it's compatible with. Or you can get a cheap one. Mine's $400 something. Cheaper ones are like 50, 60 bucks. That'll get the job done. Facebook, Skype, go. And I'm going to get a 750 watt power supply, just so that I can make sure that I have enough power getting to my system so I don't have to worry about power shortages. Then after that, you can get a operating system. That is the software part. You need this like Windows or Macintosh. You can put whatever you want on your system. It doesn't matter. It's an operating system. It's whatever you want. We will be putting Windows 7 Ultimate or Windows 8 whenever they get that out. Be going on mine. Macs, I like their software. They're good. But for me, no. But if you don't want viruses or anything, I highly recommend Macintosh. A little bit more pricey, but worth it. And once you build up your computer, that's where all the fun is. It's really simple. Most of your stuff will connect to your motherboard like I showed you. Over here. Everything connects onto this guy. CPU. These are where your RAM goes. These are extra slots. This one's got a fan in it. It's painfully simple. I mean, your motherboard labels it for you, so just in case you don't know. And that's pretty much it. A lot of it, most of it, is cable management, connecting your power supply to all the cards that need it. And they all have little ports. They all come with instructions. It's really easy. You connect it to a monitor, boot the thing up, and my CD drive is here. It's kind of dark, but you can see it. It's there. You put your operating system in there, boot it up, let it install, and you can save yourself thousands of dollars, hundreds, thousands of dollars by doing this yourself. Like, the cheapest I've built one was for $230, and it was better than any $230 computer I could find. So, hopefully this helps. I know it's kind of quick. I would actually really like to talk more in depth about this. I actually enjoy this subject. I love building computers. It's fun. I do it at work. It's great. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. You need to find what you want in a computer, and then from that point, you can decide what you need to go out to these websites and find what you need. Make a wish list like I do. You don't have to buy it all at once. It's better that way, I think. It's fun to put the thing together yourself. And you can continue to keep upgrading your system since you know everything that you put inside of it. You know what it's compatible with. It's much easier to do it that way. You know what you put inside of it. You know what can go wrong. You're more technically savvy, and when other things get out of date, you can go in, you can find the new stuff, you can get what you want, put it in, and you're good to go. You're up to date now. You don't have to worry about buying a new computer or wondering if you're not going to be able to run programs or whatever. You can do it all yourself. So that's what I got. Thanks for listening and watching, and have a fantastic Sunday.